Hey everybody, this is Angela and you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the show that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. However, we're done with the football season, so we're just going to give you a quick Super Bowl wrap up. But before I begin, El Gato, I do want to just send out prayers for that unfortunate event that happened yesterday at the Chiefs parade.
Unfortunate is the right word, and just like several law enforcement agencies have chimed in saying, really, no place is safe. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, they could have had all the security money could purchase, but if someone is willing to go to an event to cause problems, they're gonna cause it regardless, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it's too bad, but let's move on. So last week, Alma went 2-0, so I want to make sure and mention that.
Way to
go, Alma. You and I went 1-1, which I'm still proud of. My season record for this football season was 55 wins, 46 losses, and 5 ties. Yours was 58 wins, 44 losses, and 4 ties. So I have a win percentage of 54%, and you are at 57%. So way to go. That's not bad.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, we both. I think we both did well. I mean, look at above the 500 mark we are, and if you put a simple calculator to that equals in the green for the year. So I think we did well.
Yeah.
Proud of us.
Yep. And this is our second season. In our first season, we were in the positive as well. So that's two years in a row.
I love it.
Yeah. And we missed our over. Like, it was 47.5 was the total point. The game ended at 47. So that's how close we were to getting that over as well.
Razor thin, these margins, as it always is in the NFL. The margin of errors is very thin. You go back, of course, in the OT, they're not allowed to kick that extra point. But, go back earlier in the game when the San Francisco 49er kicker didn't convert on that, 1-point conversion, or the field goal, I should say.
The extra point.
It was one of those that would have taken it to the over, right? Things happen in the ball game, and unfortunately, we didn't get the over. But man, it was such a great game. I mean, the back and forth, the defensive battle that was the first half and going into the second half, and offensively, the players that get paid to make plays made the plays to extend the game and to win the game. So we couldn't have asked for any more than having the Super Bowl the way it turned out.
Yeah, had that kicker made that extra point, it might have ended with the 49ers winning, because then it would not have been a tie game.
True.
So
yes,
that was
right.
definitely.
You see how things happen like that.
Yeah, it was definitely to the Chiefs' benefit. I think it was like one of the best Super Bowls that I've ever watched. At least it's up there with some of the best.
I agree. Just the intensity of the ball game, with the Kansas City Chiefs first half, they couldn't figure out the riddle Purdy was until they made the halftime adjustments defensively. I'm speaking of, that first half, it seemed they were playing, I don't know, to me, I think it's even been mentioned by a lot of the, pundits after game analysis that Casey was playing a zone, soft zone to at some point, and then I guess the players just said at halftime, "The hell with this! We're going to go man-to-man, cover zero, and we're going to rush and blitz the quarterback and make him make the plays," which he didn't.
Yeah.
And look what happened. They come back from 10 down. Casey, I'm talking about, and you give Mahomes some extra possessions, and he's going to score the football, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I had that down to mention that they definitely went in at halftime, and their defensive coordinator, Spag, him and the players said, no, we're going from zone defense, and we're going to go to man-to-man defense, and that was what it took. The Chiefs started the game slow. I mean, really, they were not the Chiefs. And Purdy and San Francisco played very well that first half.
Yeah.
But once those adjustments were made, then it was more like what you would expect the Chiefs to look like, even though San Francisco held in that game. But here we go again. The 49ers lost a 10-point lead. For a lead.
Getting back to the Niners. I just thought of a point here. Shanahan was calling a pretty good game that first half, and maybe started the third quarter. I don't know about you guys, but if they would have kept, I think, McCaffrey more involved in the run game, I bet they could have won this thing. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's just my feel. You give McCaffrey enough touches, he's going to bust one. All it takes is one or two explosive plays, and they would have been in scoring position, and they didn't execute. They didn't execute that part, I thought, Shanahan, of the game plan to keep running.
But do you think that might have had more to do with the fact that the Chiefs did change their defensive game plan to man-to-man coverage? Do you think maybe that's what Shanahan was trying to adjust to?
I think so, yeah, because going man-to-man, cover zero, that left the box covered up really solid to prevent San Francisco from running. But you don't take McCaffrey away from the playbook. You find other ways to. That's when the adjustments come in. On the fly. If coaches can make those adjustments, wheel route, putting him in the slot and making them go, who can cover McCaffrey, and then those other two receivers they have, Ayuk and Debo, man to man. They would have had to go into some sort of zone coverage, I'm thinking. And, there it opens up other things. So, but it was a tough game. It was a nice chess match between Reed and Shanahan and the Spags and the defensive coordinator, I forget his name, for the 49ers, Willis, I think.
Yeah, who just got fired.
Who just got fired probably because of the way he let the Chiefs come back in that second half.
Yeah.
But, man, it was such a good game. It took me, I bet it took me 30 minutes to an hour to unwind after that game.
Yeah, it really was.
Before my breathing and BP got back to normal, I was like, God dang, this game is going to kill me.
That was it. It really was a great game. The Chiefs also, they committed more penalties than usual. I know everyone says, the Chiefs get the calls for them, on their side, but they got a lot of penalties called on them. For this game, which rightfully so, but they were still able to overcome that and come out, with a win. I think Mahomes and Kelsey kind of figured out how to score, how to win the game.
Yeah, you're right. They went to some crossing patterns. They sat on some soft zone coverage. I think I even mentioned that even before the Super Bowl that the 49ers played, that zone, man zone, but it's kind of soft at some sections of the field, and Reed and Mahomes figured that out, and they exposed the 49ers secondary that second half.
Yeah, those quick little routes that Kelsey runs, and they went back to that because that's what was good for them the whole season, and so looked like they went back to that, and Kelsey was able to produce a couple of long runs there, so got them back in the game. But, it's just you compare, like, quarterback. I know when we talked about this in the Super Bowl podcast, but you compare the quarterbacks, Mahomes to Purdy. Mahomes is the better quarterback. And the coaching, you compare the coaching, and San Francisco has some great coaching, but man, the Chiefs have Reed and Spagnuolo. I think the coaching was much better on the Chiefs side, and to be able to overcome losing in the first half and make those adjustments and come back and win. That's just great coaching, I believe, along with the players doing what they needed to do.
Yeah, I agree. Mahomes executing that latter part of the third quarter, obviously into the fourth quarter, throughout the fourth quarter, and then into overtime, executing passes, third down conversions, fourth down conversions on the other side, You know, you even heard the guys in the booth, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, commenting that, you know, Purdy missed some crucial open passes, a couple of touchdown passes, I believe, one to Debo and one to, I forget the other wide receiver's name. But, you know, he missed a couple of open passes where, you know, he didn't slide in the pocket to give himself a better, you know, throwing angle or throwing lane. And, you know, Mahomes was able to execute that. And that's what it came down to. I mean, we both mentioned that, you know, who is the better quarterback and who's going to make the plays. And Mahomes did.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Debo and Ayuk.
Yeah. Okay, Ayuk, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think about that, the overtime coin flip? I know that's being debated on the shows.
You know, I was, you know, I too was a bit confused. I thought it was, not sudden death, but each team getting an opportunity to play. I'd forgotten that, hey, this is the last game. They're going to keep going until someone wins, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the 49ers maybe should have played defense.
And those rules just changed. So, of course, they're saying that the Chiefs, all the players were aware of the new OT rules, and maybe the 49ers were not so much. Or it could have been that they just felt like, hey, let's get the ball first and let's score and put the pressure on them to have to score. You know, I'm sure they were hoping it was a touchdown, but you know, you never know. But
could have gone either way. You're right.
It definitely could have gone either way. Any final thoughts on the Super Bowl game, El Gato?
Other than it being nerve-wracking and delicious and exciting and all of those adjectives that you can figure out, God, what a great game.
Yeah.
You know, this all the fans. You know, we wait all year, right? All the teams, all the fans. You know, it's a week to week. You know, 17, 18 weeks of the regular season, more games into the playoffs, and then you get this final game, and you want it to be a great game, and that's what it was.
It was.
It sure was.
This is the kind of game that you want to see in the Super Bowl, not a blowout, you know, not an uneven game. You want to see this kind of game in the Super Bowl. That's the way it should be.
True.
Well, we will be back in a few weeks for March Madness. So we're going to take a few weeks off, El Gato, and we'll be back to talk about March Madness. Are you excited about that?
I am. I'm going to get my bracketology education started here pretty soon, and I haven't kept up really a whole lot with college basketball, but I'm going to start looking into, you know, who the leaders in each conference, and certainly before March, the official March Madness, they'll have the conference tournaments, so you find out who's playing well, who's hot there in the end of the season, and then the seedings occur the Sunday before the big tournament. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm like you. Right now, or at least I was more focused on football, but now I'm going to start definitely watching those college games and kind of studying each team and see how we do with our picks for March Madness. And then from after March Madness is over, we'll go into NBA and maybe throw in like a hockey pick or a baseball pick. Who knows?
Yeah.
Cornhole, you know, darts, something.
Yeah, maybe we can pick some, golf, right? The major tournaments of golf. And we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll do anything. Well, I just wanted to let you know this because if you're like me, I'm a little bit sad that the football season is over. I really do like watching pro football. But the NFL kickoff for 2024 is September 5th, 2024, and we're only 202 days away. So I just wanted to make sure you are aware. It's only 202 days away.
It will pass by very quickly, I guarantee you.
It will. Well, if you have made it to this point in our podcast, we just want to thank you for listening to 5 Picks and a Chick. Be sure to tell your friends about us. Also hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. You can also find us wherever you get your favorite podcasts, or ask Alexa to play 5 Picks and a Chick. Make sure to join us in a few weeks when we go over March Madness picks. And as always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, a break.
Break. Great season.